Alrighty, folks. Today there are multiple things that I could be doing. Part of me, though, really wants to just sort of make it a roller, if that makes sense. I'd like to get the suspension underneath it. We have this going on in the front. Today I gotta run some errands, so I'm gonna try to pick up a set of wheel bearings. Last time I did this, I kind of got my rotors all done, but I wanted to pick up some new wheel bearings. And just because the one set's good. The one set was just had some rust on it. So I just kind of want to replace that stuff. So I'm going to pick up some wheel bearings, I think. Unless I have some sitting here, I don't know. I keep buying stuff for my truck, my 37, and I keep using the parts on other stuff. But I'm slowly trying to collect parts, but then I find I use them for other things. So anyways, I want to find some wheel bearings, and I got to get some control arm bushings. I have another diff that I'm going to use. So essentially, somewhere outside here, I have my differential from the car. So I want to basically repurpose a new diff, get it hanging underneath there with that track bar, or pan hard bar underneath here. So essentially, I can put some wheels in and we can just kind of get the overall visual of the car again. I'm gonna start with that, but second thing I want to do is try to get this door to work a little better. Would be super ideal. We're pretty close on the gap, but it needs more work. But I'm thinking there's issues with the roof line right now. I'm pretty happy with my door. Like, there needs to be some tweaking, because I think something hit it and it's done this, because you can see this is here and it's kind of folded a little weird. I think the top of the door needs to go in a bit, but this upper rail, I think I have to get a ram or something in here and maybe give this a little bit of a push. Something doesn't seem right. It comes here and kind of, it's just, something's off. And I don't know if that was when I first built it or not. I don't know. I can't say for sure right now, but I want to tweak and get that a little fixed so this door's better. So big plan is I'm going to end up just having shaved handles on here, as much as I don't really like them. But I might do it, and then I got, like I say, a set of bear claws that I can put on the doors, and I might do it backwards to where, usually your bear claw, like you'd have the handle here and all that jazz. Yeah, I don't know. I'm mixed. I'm going to sit and wait on this. I personally still think I want to have door handles on it, actually, but nah, we'll hold off on that. That's just I'm just thinking out loud. But first things first, I gotta do a run to town, so I gotta get me some, what do I need? I need some bushings and I need wheel bearings for sure, so I can put those things together. And then, we can at least slap some rims underneath it. I don't really have any tires for it, so we'll just start with those. Then at least the car's a roller, and it's just a little nicer for me, a little nicer to look at anyways. I do need to get my front sheet metal and get that cleaned up as well, because when Karl comes, we're gonna like jazz around everywhere, but it would be nice to mock up all the metal and just get, the look of the car would be super nice. Anyways, I'm rambling. I got my truck running. I'm gonna run to town, and then when we get back, we're gonna jump straight into probably bringing that differential in. I got another diff to bring in. I'll have the two. I think what I'm gonna do, nothing twisted or messed up with the diff and the brackets, because I did a 2-link trailing arm setup on here with a panhard. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is bring the diff in. We'll clean my bench off. I'm going to place the diff on here. I'm actually going to weld the brackets to the table, tack it. That way I can swap out the differentials and get them on there, try to get the pinion where I had it. I might just tack it so I can kind of revisit and see where it's at. I'm sourcing out, trying to find another AR5. There's better transmissions and stuff. The AR5 was just an affordable one. You can kind of pull them out of Colorado's. I have an adapter plate for it, so that's kind of why I'm leaning to that. But I built the whole tunnel, everything for that specific transmission, so I'm kind of just want to put the same one back into it. That's kind of my thought. I was looking at this rack. There is nothing stopping me from rotating it, so I'm kind of curious when I get the motor in if there's a possibility, a guy can tilt this, run it under the motor, and then come up to correct and fix a few steering issues, but we do have to. I've looked around. They do make like you can get sleeves that go in here that'll change the taper, because these are too small and these are much bigger. So that would like correct the slop that's in it, kind of scenario. So I'm looking into that because I believe this would be strong enough for what it is. The only thing I got to do is shorten these up and then thread it up here, because right now my wheels are quite a bit out. Like if I get this wheel straight, we're about this far too long. Which is kind of cool. We can totally correct it by cutting this and then rethreading this, and then I can put this end on. I just thought I could do those S10 ones like I did in the past, but these are a much different size than the ones I had on here currently, or before, with the other steering rack. All right. Anyways, let's go get some parts, and then we'll be right back at it. Alrighty, we got the diffs up onto here. Realized, I don't know the gear ratio, I didn't actually look yet, but kind of looks like something came loose once in its life. Nothing looks screwed up, so I don't know if that was in its past life, but it definitely looks like the pinion came loose and came back and chewed into here, but all the gears look good. It does have a posi, but this is that scary posi. Like for me, I think of these pretty scarily. Usually it just takes centrifugal force. That thing spins, goes out, and then does the lock. So to me, it's like a pin on a grenade, depending how much wheel speed you got before that thing engages. But it looked like the old one had the same spiel, but yeah. I know the stuff is not welded solid, so that's okay. This thing was kind of, I went bananas with that. So that diff, I guess, is not bad. I don't know how hard it is to pull. I guess it's, yeah, I don't know how hard it is to pull the axles on there. I know this is all hot garbage, but I had another diff that was disc brake, and I actually kept all the disc brake stuff, so that should all just bolt right on, and it was all kind of like newish stuff. So I wanted to have a peek. I'm going to check the gears out again. I'll figure this out in a minute, what this is. Guess we can do that right away here. Somebody is going to tell me what it is right out of the bat. Somewhere on here. Ugh, there's just so much gear oil on it. I guess I'll wait. I'll let it drain. I'll let it drain. We'll look at it after. I'm going to get into cutting all the brackets off right now that we don't need. So we just, all these pads, they got to go away. Looks like it's still the same spiel. I just pull the pin, and I don't know how, like, I'm hoping you don't have to take all that stuff out. I'm hoping if you pull the pin, I don't know how it's going to fit out of the back. It looks like there's enough room. I don't know. Usually this comes out, then you can push the axle tubes in, the clips come off, you can pull the axles out, because to replace all of this, it's either that or I leave it. But I need to get the e-brake stuff because this is all garbage anyways, so, and I'm sure they were good on the other one, so being a manual car, we're going to need the emergency brakes and all that stuff, so alrighty. Let's do a teardown on this thing and put those front caliper rotors on, so at least I can put some steel wheels. I have a bunch of steel wheels. I don't have rubber, but at least I can set it on rims and they would just kind of get the look anyways. But yeah, just kind of banging along here till Karl shows up. So, anyways, I guess we'll get started here. Or not. Depends. Pablo really wants to go in. He's had enough for today. Well, would you look at that, eh? I don't remember my wheel being that far forward, but I have to. And y'all have to remember, there's no bushings in anything. There's a bolt running through a 2-inch hole, so there's a lot of movement that can happen here yet. Same with the panhard bar. I have it in there. It's sort of loosey-goosey, but it's just a hot mess that I can like stick my pinky into. So I think I have these bushings, but like I said, I couldn't find any control arm bushings to do those sides. So I'm probably gonna build some. I just gotta order up some Darlin, whatever that, you know, rubber that they use for making bushing stuff is. But I don't know. That looks promising. It looks like it's a roller again. So it has a weird swoop, but I'm pretty sure that's how the fenders are, because the chassis is sitting square on the table on these whatever you want to call these things, 2x6s. So I know that part is good. I'm just feeling there's something a little tweaked in the back. So I have to look at that yet, because that sits lower than this side, and I don't know if it's just because it's not sitting square on the chassis or something. I'm thinking this has to come down a bit or something like that, but that could be why my trunk lid is up. Well, it could be because there's a little dent in it and it's a little twisted, but I don't know. I got to do some reference marks and some things like that. I was hoping I'd be a little further along with the body stuff, but I didn't get to the door, stuff like that just yet. Karl, pretty much ready to go pick him up at the airport here soon, so I don't look like it, but I got to get changed. We're going to jam out there. Pick him up, and then we're going to pick at his brain and see what we're all going to do on here. So that'll be the next little bit. For the most part, I feel this door frame is still squished. Something's still squished because the door's out this way and it's out on the bottom. So I'm not sure. I mean, that could be the door frame itself got crushed. Like somehow it did that. I don't know. We'll compare to the other side because it looks better on the other side. I feel it's, well, it fits the jam and everything better when it's in there. So when this thing's closed, although it has to go up, but you know, up here's in, and it comes out on the bottom. But I mean, that door could have been like that before. I'm not too concerned with that part, but it's just overall kind of in better shape than the other side. See, this wheel looks better. So I'm sure it's just with all that 2 inches of slop at my pivot point, there's like so much can happen. I just wanted it there. You know what? It just raises morale a little bit there when you stare at it and it kind of has wheels on it. I wouldn't say it has wheels, but it's looking like it was in the old shop, kinda. So I realized a lot of the chassis work still needed to be done and stuff, but it'll come. I basically want to get the body kind of pretty solid, and then we can unbolt it, take it off, and then I'll get through and hammer on the reinforcing the frame and the bag mounts, everything. I realize everything is just tack welded. Nothing's permanently done yet. So anywho, yeah, I will bring you folks back when Karl shows up here. All right, folks. I have a little bit of time to kill before I have to go to the airport to pick up Karl. He's going to be out. We're going to brainstorm a little bit, hence my nice shopware, which Esther's going to give me crap. But I figure I'm going to try to get a few measurements and things figured out here to see what's going on. Part of me wonders if my door has something going on, but we did a bunch of stretching and doing stuff, but nothing really got measured to see how out of square it is. So that is kind of what I am tackling right now. Because if I kind of do this measurement, I got 29 and 5/8 or so. And I wonder, well, let's base this on here. I got 25 and 5/8 at 6 inches out. So we'll see what we were at on the other side. I feel this passenger side is squished more still and needs to go up. All right, this side, 6 inches out. We are, I don't remember what I said on there. I am 29 and a half. 29.5. 29.58. So it's a 1/4 inches out, which is, you know, not great, but it's not bad. For a car that's been cut up so many times, it's not that bad. Trying to see something here. I got a body line into here, so I'm going to take for granted they're the same both sides. So it might be where I joined the two roofs together or something, but drip rail from here is 43. And I want to see what the other side is. I'm pretty sure I did it around the same place because it looks about mid-door. Oh, come on. Well, that is about 43 too. Wow, actually, okay. So what I want to see here, if there's a chance these are not right. So I am gonna, I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna find, let's just do a random measurement. We'll go 2 foot, which is about there. That's how I'm gonna do this. We're gonna come across. I am 54 3/4, 2 foot up the door. Two foot. Went down to there. So I am 54.5. So I'm gonna try a couple more measurements because 3/4. That's a 1/4 inch, which is not bad, but it might make enough that this door is why the door is not working. But I don't really know where where we're gonna measure from. I guess at the 2 foot mark I can do maybe some crisscross. I don't know. I'm making stuff up as I go here. It's kind of hard. This car's been so chopped up that things just are what they are. And it may be just, it is the door. I don't know. That's kind of my problem. Off this bottom to here is what? What are we going to say that is? Gosh golly. In there. To here we are 5 foot 1/2 inch. Here to here. We are. Dang, we're pretty much on. Best I can do. We're within a 1/16 of an inch. You can see a bit of a wrinkle on there, but golly, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking stuff's okay. I don't really know. This door fits good. I just wonder if something happened to the door itself. I am trying to understand like everything looks straight in this door, and then I mean this is split a little here, so I don't know if that's, and we have a little bit of, well, see, this is where I've welded the door together though. I don't know. Do we just do you push and prod? I don't know. Like, if I, is it some of the damage in the door causing it? I wonder if it's going to be bad if I cut the skin. These are things I got to poke at Karl. I wonder if it's going to be bad if I poke the skin off, make the door fit, and then reskin it. Because if the skin's off, there's some give and some flexibility everywhere, but there is definitely some stuff needs to get figured out though. Like, why does this not, I am sure this fit better. And this got so stretched out when Karl and I worked that. I think what I got to do is make a template of this jamb just to make sure nothing, well, maybe the door. I'm going to do the door. Let's cardboard the door. Make some door patterns here. I have scissors. Even this door's split. We're gonna start from the bottom. I don't know where we're all gonna go. That'll be far enough. I'm just gonna try to follow the outside perimeter of this door. And to make my life easier, I'm gonna get a rubber hammer. All right, we're gonna try to uniformly shape this. We got a big old dirty something to follow. All right. If I did this right, look at that. Okay, let's see how close the other door is to that. Okay, let's see. Well, I don't know. There's some discrepancies, but it's actually pretty dang close. I'm thinking, weird. I'm gonna try and trace the door jamb and see if there's something messed up with the jamb. There is a spot that's blistered right here, but if that went in, that would fix things. The door seems right, so it's telling me there's something wrong with this yet, but it seems square left to right. It's down here, up to here. I don't know where I want to do this. Do I just do the inside? I don't really know yet. Well, let's see how off we were here. This is going up. You know, it's pretty good for the most part. The bottom's out. Well, we'll just see how close this actually fits the other side then. All right, I don't know what's top or bottom, but we most definitely need to somehow bring this in. So it is this post is my problem. It's square, but it's square wrong. It looks like this post pillar is about I don't even know, maybe a ½ inch out. So even though everything's measuring square, it's wrong. It's measuring square, but the wrong measurement square. So what I got to do is we're going to come up with some way on here to actually pull this pillar in and get it straight again. I got an idea, and it involves this forklift and a ratchet strap. So, because I have no frame machine, I'm gonna stab this thing up to the body, which I know my rockers are super strong on this thing because I built them out of pipe or tubing. So I'm okay pulling on it. All right. Next step, we need to see where, and this is kind of irrelevant, but this is where it fits, and this whole center needs to go in. I think we'll base it on my door. We'll go around the latch. Here's got a kink, so I don't think I can hook anything, so I'm gonna weld something onto here, and then I can hook a ratchet, like a come along to that end. All right. Pretty high tech. Well, let's see. I don't want to do too much. Let's see if I can close the door and do this at the same time. Ooh, hey. Well, it's getting a little better. Oh, so much better, but this part's screwed. Yowzer. Did we ever stretch the doors out of this? Yuck. All right. Well, okay. Only way to fix this, I'm going to keep that strap on there. It's good. I got to sledgehammer this upper post out and somehow get my door open again. Ideally would be something to pull on that side, but I do not have that technology, so I have the BFG. Well, that's wrong. The BFH. Making a mess out of that. I mean, it's better. I think I gotta beat it inside of there. I can't get in there though. Golly. So, let's get a vibe where I need to put this. I guess here's as good as anywhere. Welded everything to anything. Should maybe do both sides. And then I made this contraption. So with any luck, I mean, it's better. There's just a lot of something happening there. Oh, let's see. Well, it's acceptable, other than this whole big booger bump in the... It's like this now needs to go, I don't know. All right, now I'm done. Now I'm gonna wait for Karl. Hey folks, it is the next day, and guess who's here? So, for the next couple days, Karl's here for a few days. We're gonna like pretty much smash along on here, and the plan is, I don't know. There's not much of a plan. We got to straighten out a few things. We talked about it a little bit last night, but I'm thinking our plan is, I think our first plan of attack coming up is trying to, well, we know we're going to do quarters for sure. We talked about the door panels, like the door skins, but I'm thinking that's something I'm going to tackle. I think the big one is try to do some quarters and work into this trunk section, I think is the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get pieces roughed out for all this sheet metal, be in pretty good shape.
This one's not too bad. I feel like I got to just still do a little more tugging and pulling on here. I think here, up on this part, because when I measured, when I did my little pattern, my doors were the same. Like nothing happened to the doors. So I think it's still in the roof line. I need to fix some stuff. This was working with a slide hammer, but I think I'm going to have to, I need a little more aggressive.
You need the slide forklift?
I need to, I need a little more of an aggressive tug on there, but it is looking a lot better than it did. I know you didn't see it before, but I could fit my hand through there, and I could fit my hand through that gap. Wow. So there's a lot of weirdness that happened, and you and I are both staring at it, not sure. Mm-hmm. Well, who knows? I think when it gets rebuilt, we'll just fix it. I don't know if it needs a tug. I think it's just we overstretched it and did this.
I think that Yeah,
Because I think some of the metal is,
material here.
yeah, I think some of the material, it's like you said before, I think it's like, it's almost like annealed, like it's just, it moves so much now. We have to be a little more cautious when we're working some, like any of the original steel, have to be a little more conscious about it, because I'm thinking it's going to move a lot more than a fresh panel.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Basically, that's what's happening. So if you don't know Karl's channel, you have to check him out. Make It Kustom. Do the old linky-roo there for you guys. But I'm pretty sure if you're around, you've seen him around here before and seen his channel. So anyways, on that note, I think that is where I am going to leave this one, because we got a lot of brainstorming and some cutting stuff up coming up in the next couple videos here. So as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.